Hey guys, we're going to go ahead and start with lesson 1-4, subtracting integers. In your notes a while ago, you wrote that subtracting is the same thing as adding the opposite. We look at that as KCC. This is keep, change, change. For example, if I do -8 minus 3, -8 we will keep, minus we will change to a plus, and the +3 we will change to a negative. We know that both of our signs are negative, so our answer has to be negative, and 8 plus 3 is 11. Six minus 4, you're probably quick to say 2, but I want to let you know that you can still do it even with these. So we would keep the 6, change the minus to a plus, change the 4 to a -4. Our largest number is 6, and it's a positive, so my answer is going to be positive, and 6 minus 4 is 2. Okay, in your textbook you need to be on page 28. We're going to start under Do You Know How on page 4. That's where we will start in the book. These questions we're going to do together. On number 4, 8 minus 3, you know that's 5. That one's easy. Number 5, 9 minus 7. We keep the 9. We change the minus to a plus, and we change the +17 to a negative. So our new expression is 9 plus, I read it wrong, is 9 plus -17. We know our answer will have a negative because 17 is larger and it's negative. Our answer will be -8. On number 6, -3 minus 3. Do not be quick to say these are opposites. They are not. You have to keep change first. So we keep the -3. We change minus to addition. And we change the +3 to -3. -3 plus -3 will give us -6. Number 7, -14 minus 9. We will keep change, and we will keep the -14, change the minus to a plus, and change the +9 to a -9. And when you do that, you should get a negative answer. Okay, number 8, we will keep the 10, change minus to plus, and the -8 will go positive, and 10 plus 8 is 18. On number 9, we have -12 minus -12. We know that we keep, change. So we keep the -12, change the minus to plus, and change the -12 to 12. These are opposites, so we know they go together and make 0. Now we are going to start with number 4 on page 28 in your workbook. It was 12 degrees Celsius when Preston got home from school. The weather report shows a storm front moving in that will drop the temperature by 17 degrees Celsius. What is the expected temperature? Well, first let's set up an expression. So we know that we start at 12 degrees Celsius, and that's positive. But whenever the weather changes, it drops, and we know that's negative, and it drops by 17. So we know that we keep the 12, change the minus to a plus, and change the +17 to -17. So our new equation is 12 plus -17. And we get -5. Once again, we're only doing evens in this section. So after this, we're going to go to number 6. You should pause the video and see if you can do these on your own, and then resume the video to see if you are correct. For A, we have 41 minus 275. We know that 41 stays the same because we keep it. We change. So we change minus to plus, and we change positive 275 to negative 275. We know that our answer will be negative because 275 is larger, and we get negative 234. On B, we have negative 15 minus 47. Keep, change, change. So we keep the negative 15, we change the minus to plus, and we change the positive 47 to negative 47. We know that the 47 is large. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We know that our signs are both negative, so our answer will be negative. If you do 15 plus 47, it's negative 62. For C, we keep change, so we keep negative 72. We change minus to plus, and we change the negative 151 to positive 151. Our signs are different. My 151 is larger and it's positive, so we know our answer will be positive. And it's also the same thing as saying 151 minus 72. And if you do that, or plug the whole equation into your calculator, you will get 79. For D, we keep change. So we keep 612, we change the minus to plus, and we change the negative 144 to positive 144. So we have 612 plus 144. That is just a simple addition problem. So if you figure that out, you get 756. I did say that we're only going to do evens. We will do even though, because this is a major test grade. I do not have the number line on my PowerPoint, but you have it in your book on page 29. You should look at number 7 and look at the number line. Okay, and you will notice that the yellow line starts at 0. The yellow line is first because it starts at 0. Our number lines, remember, always have to start at 0. So the yellow line is starting at 0, and it goes back to negative 3. Since it goes to the negative side, we know it's negative 3. And then it goes to the left more, which is subtracting, and from negative 3 it moves 6 spaces to the left, which will give us a negative 6. And if we figure this out, we know that we keep the negative 3, we change minus to plus, and we change negative 6 to positive 6. Negative 3 plus 6 will give us positive 3. Okay, number 10. Murphy and Mariam do their math homework together. When they find 9 minus negative 8, they get different answers. Murphy claims the difference is 17. Mariam claims the difference is negative 1. You should take a moment to try to figure out 9 minus negative 8 and see who you agree with. Okay, so let's do this. 9 minus negative 8. We keep the 9, change minus to plus, and change negative to positive. 9 plus 8 is 17. So who is correct? Murphy. And what error likely led to the incorrect answer? Mariam. He did not keep change. Okay? He did 9 minus 8, or 9 minus negative 8, without keep change. So he did not keep change. 12. Max sprints forward 10 feet and then stops and sprints back 15 feet. Use subtraction to explain where Max is relative to where he started. So if he sprints forward, we know that's positive, and if he sprints back, we know that's negative. So if he sprints forward 10 feet, that's a positive 10, and then he sprints back 15. There's your expression, 15 feet. 10 minus 15. We know we keep the 10, we change minus to plus, and we change a positive 15 to a negative 15. And we get negative 5. You will now flip the page, and we're going to do number 14 on page 30. A crane lifts a pallet of concrete blocks 8 feet from the back of a truck. The truck drives away, and the crane lowers the pallet 13 feet. What is the final position of the pallet relative to where it started in the back of the truck? So if it lifts, that goes up, that's positive. And then it lowers, that goes down, it's negative. So if it lifts 8 feet, that's positive 8. And then it lowers 13 feet, that's negative 13. And now you just solve. So we keep the 8, change minus to plus, change a positive 13 to a negative, and then solve it. 8 plus negative 13 is negative 5. Number 16. I do not have the number lines in my PowerPoint. It's not on my slide. So let's look at number 16 on page 30. Which number line model shows the subtraction 2 minus 4? So if you look at all those, okay. So 2 minus 4. Our first digit, let me change my color so we know what I'm saying. Our first digit is 2, so we have to go to 2 first. It's positive. We always start at 0 and go to our first digit, which is positive 2. Our next step is to look at our second digit. And it's got a minus in front of it, so it's going to be a negative 4. To make that simpler, you could go ahead and keep change, and you will see the negative 4. So our second move is to move a negative 4 from where we're at. We're at 2, and we move a negative 4, and we end at negative 2. And that is option B in your book. That is the end of lesson 1-4. If you have any confusion, it can get confusing between adding and subtracting integers. Just remember with adding, if you're adding 2 of the same signs, then you keep the same sign. If it's 2 different signs, then you have to take the number that has the largest absolute value, so your largest number, and keep the sign of it. And then just subtract. I know that's confusing. Your calculator is there. It's your best friend. It's supporting you. You can use it at any time. You will be allowed to use it on test, so go ahead and use it. If you plug it in, you will get you will get the right answer. So that's a good way to also check your work. I would like for you to do it by yourself, but check your work with that calculator. And then subtracting, you always, if you see a minus sign for you to subtract, you always keep change. Before you do anything, your first step is to keep change. Please let me know if there's any confusions.